welcome to today's session. My name is Gemma Margerison and I am the Resilience and Recovery Coach here at Gemma Louise Coaching. Today my special guest is the lovely Amanda Englishby. Hi Amanda.
Hello Gemma.
How are
Nice
you?
to see you. I'm very good, thank you, on this warm evening. I think it's kind of thunderstorm weather tonight. It feels quite close, but yeah, I'm all good, thank you. Yeah, happy to be back in the office again now after being at home for quite a while.
Yeah, absolutely. So for people that don't know who you are, can you tell us a little bit about what it is that you do?
Yeah, so I'm a life coach, EFT and NLP practitioner. That's been me for the past 5 years now. Previous to that, I was in the teaching. That was my career in the education sector. So I was a teacher and trainer for 13 years.
Wow.
But yeah, life led me on this pathway due to we all have our own stories, Gemma, as I know you yourself have. We all have had our own journeys that have brought me to this place now. But it really did, spark an interest in the mindset and kind of how our adversities can really challenge us and how to manage that and how to do that through accessing different forms of therapy, which is why I trained in NLP and EFT in particular, because I'd experienced those myself. And I'm kind of an evidence-based person. If I know it works, then obviously I will only ever preach what I practice myself and what I know myself. So yeah, that led me into the pathway of, say, looking into the mindset, taking care of your well-being, and yeah, finding out what tools and techniques can really help people. And then I took the big leap 5 years ago, and yeah, never looked back really. So
Wow.
yeah, the tools, and people say, well, what's kind of your style with your coaching? And kind of for me, it's all about moving people forward.
Mhm.
But obviously you can't move forward without shedding if there's any limited beliefs in there that are holding you back. So, you could do as many things as you like surface wise moving forward, but if you've still got limited beliefs or any barriers that are holding you back or hurdles from getting there, then that's kind of what I work on. So we might have to nip back for a bit, use my techniques to help you release that and then move forward. So I help people to reach the personal goals, the professional goals. It could be health, fitness goals. There's a whole array of things that we want in our life, but basically I'm the one that helps to shed things to help people move forward, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. So would you mind just kind of expanding on what EFT and NLP are and how they kind of help with that kind of overcoming hurdles and things like that?
Yeah, so NLP is neuro linguistic programming. People throw out these acronyms, oh, NLP, EFT. It's like, sorry, one of those meetings where everybody gets lost and thinks, what are they? So they're just talking in letters. So I do apologize. You kind of throw out these terms, but yes, NLP is neuro linguistic programming, which it's basically on a basic level. It's just about helping people to change the mindset, to again shed those limited beliefs. Now there's different ways of doing that. It's not just about shedding limited beliefs, it's also about reaching goals and things, but it's about our mindsets, as you may know, Gemma, is they're very wired to go a certain way. And if they've been going that way for a long time, the neural pathways in the brain is going on a certain tangent that not often is very helpful for people, and it's not helping them to get to where they want to be because they want something different on a conscious level, but subconsciously there's another mind in there going, oh, but this happened, and oh, really, you're not good enough, and oh, you failed before, and you've got all these, and these wires, they're there, and even though you do want to change, it's really hard. So what neuro-linguistic programming does is helps to form different pathways in the brain to start challenging that. So then I kind of always use this little bit of analogy where you imagine a pathway that's been going down a forest for so long. People have been walking a certain pathway, they'll tread an entrenched pathway. And that pathway was never there until people started to walk and keep repeating, and and that's a bit like the brain, and it gets really hard wired that way. And so what I do is try to use the techniques of NLP which there's a lot of visionary. Sometimes it's tasks in between sessions. Sometimes it just depends on that person, but there's an array of NLP techniques that can be used to then start forming different pathways. So what my aim is to start creating this new pathway, and then eventually the more we channel the brain down this pathway and we're releasing stuff from here, then some weeds might start growing over there, we hope, that one. And then a new, more, a pathway starts forming that has a new set of beliefs, the real beliefs that are there, that are in line with people's goals to help them get there. I hope that analogy helps. But I like using that one for, so it's about changing the mindset really and freeing limitations. EFT is emotional freedom technique. Now that has been a particular game changer for a lot of clients. And I think that a lot of people term it as tapping now. You may have seen people doing the tapping technique, and people think, oh, do they just stand around tapping? It's tapping on energy points in the system. Now, I'll admit, when I first practiced this, I thought, this stuff isn't going to work for me. Like we all kind of do, I think, when you first start trying out these different techniques, but it is super powerful. These tapping points are the energy systems. It's like the energy points in the meridian system on the body. So it's the same as an acupuncturist would use. So it's the same energy points that you're tapping on. So what happens is, on an energetic level, you're helping to release an emotion from the body, because as we know, the emotions aren't just stored in the mind. The mind's very connected to the body. Hence why, if we're a lot of people who suffer with anxiety, I'm not saying like everybody, but quite a lot will also often get IBS as well, or tummy pains or tummy upsets, because the mind body is very connected. A lot of back pain apparently is linked to this. Is linked to stress. So it's that interconnection. So as we're releasing the emotion on an energetic level from the body, we're also cognitively working through it at the same time. And it's a really powerful practice for releasing an emotion. And people will often say, well, especially if it's linked to, a memory of, say for instance, loss. They said, well, I don't really want to forget that person. And it's like, I can't. I mean, I'd love to help people forget lots of memories in their life. If I could do that, I'd probably be in a yacht somewhere, but not in an office in Preston. But what I can do is lessen the emotional intensity. So the memory's still there, but it doesn't have that same emotional connection. So whereas before it was really heightened, an 8, 9, 10, it's now down to a 0. So you can see the event or the memory or the experience for what it is. It might be something now, the emotion you're feeling now, but we reduce that and we lessen it. So then you're able to better handle your emotions and other situations. You're not triggered anymore. And it's just really freeing and powerful for a lot of people on many levels.
Wow, that's amazing.
And the both of them, sorry Gemma.
No, go for it.
But both of the techniques can really help with all different aspects, stress, anxiety, trauma. It might be just, like I said, a limited belief that's connected that we want to shift to move people forward. There's so much it can help with, but there is lots out there on the internet if you want to have a look, or you can obviously, people can contact me for more information if you want to.
Yeah, brill. So is it just one-to-one work that you do, or do you do kind of group things as well?
It's one-to-one coaching, but I also deliver a lot of wellbeing workshops as well. For a number of organisations and businesses across the Northwest. So a lot of companies now get me in as their resident wellbeing coach. So I kind of go in and deliver. So I do deliver workshops for organisations, and that can be, on how to manage stress. Some of them are how to manage stress, how to manage anxiety, how to build a positive mindset, how to reach your goals or set and achieve your goals, what are limited beliefs, NLP for working with others. There's a whole range out there. But yes, I do. So I do deliver workshops for organizations and companies, businesses, but also on a private basis as well. So I'll
Yeah.
do my own, and I might hire a venue and do it that way. That's what I've done in the past. Now it's a bit different in the world that we live in. So I haven't actually been in places doing workshops for a while, apart from actually back recently where I'm running a program at the moment at a gym up in Lytham. So I am back to some face-to-face, and like I said at the start, it's nice now. I offer online coaching. I offer face-to-face coaching on the one-to-ones. So people, if they do prefer, some people prefer the in-person approach, but there's a lot of people now that they've realized in this pandemic that, you know, the techniques work just as effectively as they did in person online. So it's actually really been good for that. But yeah, so groups and one-to-one.
Fantastic. So if somebody was sort of struggling perhaps with, you know, just even finding goals that they would like to achieve, or working towards those goals, what kind of advice would you give them?
I think first, especially with goals, you have to start looking at what your values are. What are your values and what's your belief system to start with?
Mm.
Because if your values and beliefs are not in line with your goal, then it's going to be really hard to reach that goal. And maybe you need to change your goal if it's not in line with your values.
Yeah.
Because often people don't look at that and they think that they really want something, when actually that's really not them. It's maybe expectations of others or what they thought they should do, you know, in this society that we live in. So I think definitely firstly we'd explore that, the values, the belief system. What is obviously the why?
Yeah.
So why do you really want that? Like, honestly, if it's not something in here that sets your soul on fire and it's like, yes, I want that, because you haven't got that and all the reasons, then again, is it really a goal? So we would look at that. Obviously, definitely say to people to make it a specific goal, give it a deadline. You know what it's like, if none of us have a deadline, then we'll just leave it till the next week or the next month, or maybe it'll happen. So set a deadline and then start looking then at being honest, like what are the barriers then to getting there?
Yeah.
You know, and it might not just be mindset, it might be other people. It could be, sometimes that is the case. It might be other people, it could be environmental factors. You know, we start looking at what they are and maybe ways of working through those, overcoming the hurdles, or sometimes shedding some of those hurdles.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Yeah. And then and breaking that down as well. It depends. If it's a long-term goal, obviously I'd chunk it down into stages to help people to get there. I do a lot of visionary work as well, but it's not all about the visionary, it's the action. I like to term myself the positive realist, because it's like, yeah, you can think all that and you want that, and I'm all into, you know, things like law of attraction, things, and that's really helpful to have that strong vision, but you need the action to go with it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So how can people get in touch with you? How can they find out more about what it is that you do?
Well, they can either contact me via email. I've got my email is info@amandaenglishby.co.uk, and there's my website that they can go on, www.amandaenglishby.co.uk. I'm on Facebook. I've tried not to go too much on too many social medias, but I am on the Facebook as Amanda Englishby Life Coach, Instagram A Englishby Life Coach, and LinkedIn. The moment, so they're my areas, but there is a lot on my webpage, and there's a good frequently asked questions page which gives a breakdown of the one-to-one coaching. I've got some packages on there at the moment, and I'm rejigging the website at the moment, so things are going all over. But just feel free to contact me by my number, which is on the website, or my email. More than happy to chat.
Fantastic. Brill. Well, thank you so much, Amanda. It's been absolutely lovely to have you on and to speak to you.
Oh, and it's been lovely to speak to you again, Gemma.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
If
you.
you have any questions for myself or Amanda, please do get in touch. Please like and subscribe hit the notification button as well, so you'll find out when our next video is going to be launched. And I look forward to seeing you again next time. Thank you.